My name is Anna Wiseman. I'm a U3 student majoring in international development studies. I am really interested in researching policies and kind of with the more direction in related to this paper about food sovereignty. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So this paper was looking at the trend of shopping local. So it's a consumer behavior trend. I'm sure everyone's heard of it, right? Sustainable kind of shopping locally has increased in recent past. So I was looking at that in the context of the metabolic rift, which is a theory created by Karl Marx, where the separation between people and systems of production is leading to environmental degradation. I was in a class called Population and Environment. So we were looking at the sociology of some of the environmental systems that we have. In particular, the one that inspired me was the commodification of the environment through agriculture and how, farm consolidation, so taking something that used to be small farms and making it into like very a monopoly of large scale farms was kind of both separating people from the environment, but also creating this loss of like environmental knowledge that would help restore the environment. And I was inspired to kind of look at how that applies in my life, because I used to live in a small town with a lot of farms. So I felt like really connected to kind of systems of protection in that way. Yeah, so when I first set out to do this, I actually thought that there would be an effect. I thought that shopping local might achieve some sort of restoration to our relationship to the environment, just because there's that interest in maybe sustainable agriculture, consumers kind of taking back, maybe it felt like a rebellious action on the part of consumers in my original thought. But through the case studies and what I argue in my paper is that that's not actually the case. There's people shopping at farmers markets who don't gain any more knowledge about their environment that they already had. Shopping locally can be commodified by supermarkets to the point where it's not even local food. People shop locally, not for environmental sustainability reasons, but for other reasons. So I think the main point of that initial research was that it's not an effective way to close this metabolic rift. Because I was disheartened from that, I extended my research a little bit further to look at an organization that might be doing that, which is La Via Campesina. And this is a organization that targets producers and targets small scale farms, nurtures kind of local environmental knowledge. And I argue at the end of the paper that this might be more of a successful way to go about closing the metabolic rift. Because it doesn't depend on consumers necessarily. It focuses more on producers. So I would like to thank my professor for SOCI 331, which is the class I took that inspired this. It's Professor Browner Otto. She was great. She was an awesome professor, super helpful, and obviously was the reason this paper exists. And I would also like to thank Chrysalis for letting students share their work, because I think it's awesome and really important. So yeah.